Yeah, that was a good one. Student bonfire. I don't know what that means. Tiny wheelie. I lost him. In the camera. Thanks, man. Yeah, the adhesive has come undone.
I heard it. I was driving by and I heard it start rolling. I looked back and I saw that. Oh shit. I hope you saw that fall off.
Yeah, I just noticed it up there. I looked down and it was gone. I knew it was going to fall off at some point. So thanks, man. I really enjoy riding my bike. I do. I try to ride it as much as I can, as often as I can, wherever I can, and with whoever I can. I enjoy just getting out and riding. Now, I have gone on a few group rides. I just met up with some friends of mine and got out and just went riding. And those can be fun. And if you go through and you watch different YouTube videos on group rides, you can get a better idea of what to expect. But I will say group rides can be fun, but they can also be a little bit annoying. And mind you, they could be a little dangerous. The dangerous part is when you have somebody who rides outside of their capabilities. They ride outside of their skill set. And that usually happens because of the machismo when it comes to riding. Like you always have to one up that guy. You got to be a little bit better than the other guys. And that's when it gets you into trouble, because you don't need to ride outside your skill set. If you're good at certain things but not others, don't let somebody push you into doing something that you're not comfortable with. You know, that's not just riding, that's anything. So don't ride outside your skill set. Sometimes you might find that you're riding a little bit faster than you're accustomed to, and you start to panic and it causes issues. But that's the biggest danger to group riding, is somebody's not paying attention, somebody's not riding within their skill set, and it causes problems with other riders. You know, I've seen accidents on group rides where somebody wasn't paying attention, stopped short on something, caused somebody to rear end. You know, it can be dangerous, but you got to be alert, you got to pay attention, and you can't just cruise. But from the group rides I've been on, the biggest thing that I've had to deal with is just nobody knowing where they're going, you know? And it's just because most of our group rides are just like, hey, anybody free this afternoon? Let's go ride. All right, where you want to go? I don't know. Where you want to go? It's like, I don't care. Let's just ride. All right, well, shoot. Hey, you take lead, and then we'll follow you, and then we'll swap it out later on. And it can be fun, and it can be enjoyable, but most of the time, there's a little bit of not funness to it. So last weekend I tried to put together a group ride with some of the people that I ride with the actual route, destination, places to go. I'd go out this way up over just a big loop, about a 50-mile loop is what it was. And it didn't happen because people kind of bailed at the last minute. They didn't feel like riding, which, come on guys, you have a motorcycle. If you don't feel like riding, then you need to get rid of your motorcycle. Anytime somebody says, hey, let's go on a ride, the first thing you should do is say, where to, as you're putting on your helmet. But anyway, that didn't happen. I did end up riding with another guy. I don't know, I've ridden with him a time or two now. And it's been enjoyable. But it would have been nice to meet up with a bunch of other riders. And I was really looking forward to that group ride because I had a route planned out, and I was perfectly fine with whatever happened. You know, we could deviate from that route, but I was really looking forward to just taking a real nice, 1 hour or so ride around wherever, instead of pulling up to a stoplight and you can go left, you want to go right. You always have some knucklehead that is riding just outside their skill set, or is pushing others to ride right outside their skill set. But when it all comes down to it, you're responsible for you. You don't need to worry about what those people are doing, and if they're riding outside of your skill set, then so be it. One of the group rides we did get on, we had a pretty wide array of bikes. We had some pretty fast bikes, and then we had some bikes that weren't quite as fast. And the bikes there was one bike, I honestly don't think he can do 60 miles an hour on that bike. Maybe he can, but we turned onto we turned on the frontage road out here, and everybody took off. He was just cruising. He was poor guy. He's just moving as fast as he can go, but everybody's gone, So I was at the back of the group, so I caught up to him, and then I just rode even with him until it was time to break off, and so that's what I did. And I guess, I don't know, he never said anything, but maybe he appreciated it. But I didn't appreciate everybody taking off and leaving him. I get that you want to drive fast, I get that. But when you're in a group, you got to take everybody into account here. Oh shit, which way is it coming? You got to take into account everybody else's abilities and their bike's abilities, for that matter. And you always have the unknown. If you don't know these, if you're riding with a bunch of guys that you know and you trust, that's one thing. But then, you get involved with somebody you don't know what's going on with them. It's an unknown. They could be a very safe rider, they could be a very fun rider, but you just don't know. And so you're taking a risk with them, and you sure as heck don't want to be on the side of the road because some clown is doing something that he's not supposed to do. And you definitely don't want to be in trouble for somebody doing something. If you go back and watch the first video where I got busted for speeding, you'll notice, well, you won't notice, you don't know this, but I was riding with two other riders at that time. And my speeding, which honestly, I go back and I think about it, I don't think I was speeding. I don't think that the cop clocked me. I think he clocked the truck next to me, who was passing me by the time the cop caught me. But anyway, doesn't matter. I was riding with two other people, and basically I put them at risk because I was speeding. Let's just say that I was speeding. I put them at risk, and that wasn't a cool thing to do at all. So, when you're riding with a group, you want to make sure you're already going to draw attention to yourselves for being a large group of motorcycles. You don't want to put people at risk, their safety or their security at risk, because you want to do wheelies, or somebody wants to get to the next intersection as quickly as possible. And you sure as heck don't want to be sitting on the side of the road waiting for an ambulance. So I love riding. I love doing it with whoever I can. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and I enjoy riding with other people. I try to set up, little group rides. 2 or 3 of us just get together, go out and ride, and see what we like, see what we can see. Finally get out to ride this afternoon, and it's kind of breaking up. There's some clouds around. little bit cool today. Almost hot in some spots.